As I get myself together. All right, I'm gonna grab my notes here, and thank you for joining me today or tonight, wherever you are in the world. Again, just thank you for being here and thank you for supporting. And yeah, so today I wanted to, talk about second chances in psychology and other helping professionals. There are, many people that have experienced job loss or having a hard time obtaining employment. And one of the barriers can be having some type of blemish or blemishes on their background. So I just wanted to talk about, different ways to still fulfill what your passion is. And, it may not be the traditional way, but you can, explore what works for you and try and reach those goals of helping others. And I'm just here to, give a few tips and resources and so on. So, again, thank you so much for being here. And my name is Veronica. I am a life coach, I am a mobile notary, and I also dabble in garden therapy. So, what I do is I help people navigate uncertain times, and that may be in the form of coaching, having someone to talk with about what their, life transitions look like and where they're wanting to go, and make plans on how to get there. And with garden therapy, that is really special to my heart. That is a way to be able to um, navigate these uncertain times, maybe be a way to supplement your food budget, maybe a way to help calm your nervous system because gardening does encourage peace, it encourages patience because you have to be patient to allow plants to grow. So, here on this channel, I will talk about different topics relating to that. And another topic is reentry because so many people are, touched by that, whether it's you, a family member, a friend. Reentry is something that I know most people are affected by. And we just, may want to consider that just because someone has a criminal record, that does not define that person. And also that we want to, take time and consider the legal system in America, and it is imperfect. And many people are having to, sometimes take so-called deals because sometimes if you fight certain cases or fight cases, you are retaliated against by giving a harsh amount of time. But I don't want to go on too much on my tangent. Hello there. Hello, Carmen. Thank you so much for being here. And hello, I'm on my phone, so you see how big my glasses are. I'm sorry, I don't have the greatest eyesight, but um, hello, it looks like D. Hannah J. I apologize if I mispronounced that. Thank you so much for being here. So I'm going to take a quick look at my notes. And as I mentioned, this live is about second chances in psychology and other helping professions. So what I wanted to cover here are, various career paths. Your path may not look like the traditional path where you go, you get a psychology degree, you go work for a firm, an institution, because you may have something on your background that may prevent you from doing so. But you also need to know that your past does not define you. It just means you may have to take a different route. And I'm here to encourage you on that journey. Um, as we know, having a record, it can create, various obstacles. But again, please don't let that deter you. Please tap into your uniqueness and, work with different people that can help you, get around those obstacles. And let's see. So moving on. Sorry, I was getting a little lost in my notes here. And as I was mentioning, work with people that are willing to help you, build that career path, and to enable you to build a meaningful career of helping others. Because in this day and time, we don't have enough people that are in the space of helping others. And there are so many people that are needed. And there are other ways that you can help, even if the traditional route may prevent you from going that route due to some obstacles. Hello there. Hello, Alberto Gomez. And thank you so much for being here. So, as I was mentioning, many organizations value lived experiences and resilience and a commitment to grow. So, having an open mind and having the desire to overcome obstacles is very important, and surrounding yourself with a community that will help you to foster that. So, moving into the career paths to explore. So, you may want to take some notes, or you may want to, rewatch this on a replay. So, and there's no particular order, and it's not ranked or anything, but my first one is a certified peer support specialist, a recovery coach, because many times substances do lead many people to situations that end with incarceration. And if you have that lived experience, your lived experience, especially if you have been successful at overcoming a substance abuse issue, you are needed and you are valued. Um, Behavioral health technician, and please note you have to do your own due diligence for your state or your country, because each state, country, county, and so on may have their own different guidelines. So, I encourage you to do your due diligence before you go all the way in. Find out what the requirements are and what are the absolute no's. Um, a community outreach worker, case management assistant, non clinical life coach, reentry mentor, or advocate. If you have re entered or you've been successful, you could reach back and help others. Mental health, content creator, or educator. So, those are a few other career paths that I would encourage you to explore. And most importantly, if that doesn't sound like something that's doable, I would encourage you to be open to creating your own opportunity. So, by considering starting, a coaching practice, facilitating support groups, willing to create, writing workbooks, or just workbooks that coincide with maybe your support group, or a workbook that you want to create and maybe promote, in a podcast, on YouTube, and so on. Creating online courses, speaking at community events, or offering mentoring services. What's, important is that, be open, take some time to journal, take some time to, go within and say, hey, what am I good at? What have I overcome? And what can I offer others? And how can I help others? This still falls up under second chances in psychology and other helping professions. So you can build credibility through certifications, volunteering, and consistent community involvement. So you may say, well, I don't, have anyone to, vouch for me. Maybe consider volunteering. That could be a great way. Another thing, strengthen your resume. Each certification or such as, like, say, for example, master health first aid, trauma informed care, CPR, first aid, motivational interviewing, or certified peer support. They highlight your education, volunteer work, stable employment, and personal growth. These are all the different things that you want to add, onto your resume as you're, creating this experience or the lived experience that you already have. These are some things to, consider. And if, you decide, hey, I want to explore this career path, but I'd like additional help, please feel free to reach out, and you can book an appointment with me, and you can find that at my website or in the link. I will put a link in there, but my website is www Softer Life Beyond Trauma. And you can book a time where, we can, discuss what your goals are and go from there. Also, there are more resources that you could find at my blog, and that is healthylifecoach702.com. That is where I put more written material, and I go more in detail in different ways on how you can explore these different ventures if you're interested in furthering this. Again, please, don't get stuck in a pattern where you allow your background to get you down. That does not define you. You still have plenty to offer the world, and you just want to be encouraged. Encourage yourself, get in community with others that will encourage you, and remember, you have a lot to offer this world from your lived experience. Your background, or someone that you may know that may have a background, that doesn't define you. If anything, I would hope that from the situation, even if it was, a bad situation, even if you had to take a plea for something maybe you didn't even do, or take a plea to something to avoid possibly being sentenced to, a lengthy amount of time out of your life. Learn, from that, and use, the experience, even if, like I said, if it was a bad experience, maybe encourage, the youth or younger people or people in general to how to avoid certain situations that will lead them into those environments. So, as I prepare to close out, I'd like to know what helping professions interest you. What are some of the things that you're possibly interested in? And I'd like to, if you'd like to put that in the chat, or, as I mentioned, you can reach out on the website, or you can comment on the blog. However you would like to reach out, please share, and that way we can brainstorm together and help you become an even more valuable asset to the world. And also, what certifications can you complete this year? What are you interested in completing? Not just something just to check off the box, something that interests you, something that you can use, something that you can use to empower others. What are some of those certifications? And what 3 people or organizations will you contact? This is about call to actions. These different questions that I'm asking, these are to help you to get started on your journey sooner than later, because again, you are a valued asset to the world. And another one is, what is your next step this week? What are you going to do to move towards this? And lastly, I want to leave you with this thought. Remember, progress happens one step at a time. Your story can become someone else's hope. Please remember that. You may have gone through a tragedy, trauma, but your trauma can help the next person. And I encourage you to do that. And most of all, I thank you so much for being here with me. please comment, like, and share. And also, if this helps you, please, I'd like to hear about it. Or if this can encourage someone else, please share this with someone. Yes, everything for a reason. I agree. All right. Well, again, thank you so much for being here. And please take a look at the blog for it. I have more of a detailed writing there if you're wanting more support and so on. I just wanted to hop on here and share and inspire others because I know so many people are struggling to find work and so many people are discouraged because of maybe a blemish on their background. But remember, that doesn't define you, and you may not be able to go the traditional route, but hey, we will curate a route for you to go and get to where you want to be, where you can help others. Thank you so much for saying I have a soothing audio voice. I appreciate that. Um, on that note, be blessed and remember to be a blessing to others. And thank you so much for the lovely comments. And thank you so much for being here with me. And I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.